We got all that to do. I might have some fruit still up there. I don't know. I don't know. Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Hello? Hey, hey, hello? Hello? Is anyone seeing me? Hi there. Sorry I'm late. Ah, great. Now the camera's not working. Oh, good. Uh, this is going to be a bit unusual tonight. Then again. Okay, you can hear me loud and clear. You just can't see me right now. Oh, boy. Well, well. Oh, you could see me. Yay. Somebody could see me. 'Cause I can't see me. But, okay. Let's get down to the beeswax here. First of all, oh, you can see me, Matt? Can everyone else see me? Hopefully. A lot of things going on here. One of which is, well, come on. Okay. Okay, you can see me. Now, how come I can't see me? Huh. Anyway, let's get going here because we just got started, but I got back from the ER. I had just taken some friends earlier today around 8:30 tonight to the ER, and I'm the only one that drives. So my apologies to everyone. We're late, so my apologies. We don't even have time to make the announcement, or do we? I guess not. So, with that said, oi, let's get going on our major story right now, which is Shohei Ohtani finally broke his silence on the gambling scandal. Is he the new Pete Rose? Or is something going on? Los Angeles Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani spoke with the media on Monday for the first time since Major League Baseball opened an investigation into allegations that his longtime interpreter Ippei Mizuhara, since fired by the Dodgers, had placed illegal bets on non-baseball sports, and Ohtani's bank account was used to pay an illegal bookmaker millions of dollars. Now, during his press conference on Monday, Ohtani said he has never bet on baseball or on any other sport, and that Mizuhara stole from his bank account. This comes after Ohtani's lawyers last week said he was the victim of a quote-unquote massive theft. Here's part of Ohtani's statement, which he read in Japanese, was translated by Dodgers interpreter Will Ayrton. Quote, I wanted to be here to be able to talk. I'm sure it was a tough week for fans and the organization. On a personal note, I'm very saddened and shocked that someone I trusted has done this. Obviously, today there are things that I am limited to talk about. I do have a document in front of me that will detail what has happened. I have never bet on baseball or any other sports. I have never asked anybody to do that on my behalf. I have never gone through a bookmaker to bet on sports. Up until a couple of days ago, I didn't know this was happening. Just to go over the result, Ipe has been stealing money from my account and has told lies. The first time I knew about this gambling, Ipe's gambling, was after the first game in Korea when we had the team meeting in the clubhouse. During the team meeting, Ipe was speaking English and I didn't have a translator at my side. But even with that, I started to feel that there was something amiss. Obviously, I never agreed to pay off the debt or make payments to the bookmaker. And finally, when we went to the hotel and talked one on one, that was when I found out he has massive debt. And it was revealed during the meeting that Ipe admitted that he was sending money using my account to the bookmaker. And at that moment, thank you, boys. And at that moment, obviously, it was an absurd thing that was happening. I contacted my representative. At that point, when I was finally able to talk to my representatives, that's when my representatives found out Ipe had been lying the whole time, and that's when I contacted the Dodgers and my lawyers. In conclusion, I do want to make it clear I never bet on sports or have willfully sent money to the bookmaker. To summarize how I'm feeling right now, I'm beyond shocked. It's hard to verbalize how I'm feeling at this point. End quote. Otani did not take any questions after reading his statement. Mizuhara originally told ESPN in an interview last week that Otani had paid off his gambling debt, an amount that had reached at least 4.5 million. However, his story changed a day later, and the now fired interpreter later said Otani was unaware of the payments. The story broke while Otani, Mizuhara, and the Dodgers were in Seoul, South Korea to open the Major League Baseball regular season against the Padres. The clubhouse meeting Otani referenced came after their season opening win in Korea. And once again, our teleprompter is going completely nuts. So I got to make sure I go back here. Let's see. Clubhouse meeting season. MLB's policy allows personnel to gamble on non-diamond sports, baseball, softball, providing that such activity is legal in that jurisdiction. Now, sports betting remains illegal in California. However, that in turn explains why Mizuhara is alleged to have placed his bets with an accused bookmaker at the center of a federal investigation. The accused bookmaker, Matthew Bower, has denied through his lawyer that he ever talked to or met Otani, but Mizuhara originally claimed that Otani voluntarily paid off his gambling debts. Mizuhara later changed his story, stating that Otani was not aware of the situation. A law firm representing Otani told CBS Sports that the two-way superstar had been the victim of a massive theft. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts told reporters on Sunday, including Jack Harris of the LA Times, that he thinks it's good for Otani to speak with the media about the situation. He reiterated that he does not believe the Otani Mizuhara story has been a distraction to the rest of the clubhouse. We will stay on this story to make sure. Okay, let us, this must be a trend as we say hello to Matt, Ed, and Eddie. Taylor Swift greater than Disney, Star Wars, and the Marvel and the MCU. If you can see me, good, because I can't see me, and that's bad. Oh, there we go. Okay, there. Trying to get our camera here. Let me do something here before everything else. Okay. There we are. There we are. Thank you. Thank you. I'm enjoying. What? Thank you. Why am I hearing? Am I think what the hell? What why am I am I what's going on? What's going on? What's okay, something is not can wait, what's happening? I don't know what's happening. I really do not know. Let me see if I can't get out of this. What is going on? Right in the middle of my show, I'm getting another program. Hey, what what is going on? What? Hello? Hello, what's going on? Why what is going on? Uh okay, this is going to be a little bit weird. I never thought we would have to I don't know what's going on. We got somebody I'm trying to find out what is going on. Okay, let's see here. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Apologies for that. We're back. God, are we back? Anyway, let's we got another little report on some little craziness that's been going on in the world of sports. This time we're talking pro basketball. Jonte Porter, a forward on a two-way contract with the Toronto Raptors, and the brother of Denver Nuggets forward Michael Porter Jr. is under investigation by the NBA due to multiple instances of betting irregularities. ESPN was the first to report the news, and the NBA said simply in a statement to ESPN that the league is, quote, looking into it, end quote. The investigation is reportedly based on two Raptors games, which took place on January 26th against the Los Angeles Clippers and March 20th against the Sacramento Kings. Ahead of that January 26th game against the Clippers, Porter's over-under prop bet totals were set at 5.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 0.5 3-pointers in Toronto's previous 11 games, all of which he played. Porter averaged 4.9 points, 3.4 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 0.7 3-pointers in this game. Porter played 4 minutes before exiting due to what the Raptors called a re-aggravation of an eye injury suffered during a January 22nd game against the Memphis Grizzlies. His final stat line for that Clippers game, oh, come on. Well, can't blame me for trying, but we're going to get this done. So let's just see if I can't there we are. Thank you. Might as well just go with it, folks. This has been a weird day and it's going to continue to be a little weird. Okay, where were we before our our teleprompter finally exited the earth? Let's see. The Raptors did not have a game between January 22nd and January 26th. His final stat line for the Clippers game was 0 points, 0 3-pointers, 1 assist, and 3 rebounds. Now, the next day, according to ESPN, yeah, thank you. One up. Thank you. The next day, according to ESPN, DraftKings Sportsbook reported that the under total on Porter's three-pointers was the biggest money winner among all NBA player props from that night as part of a daily report to users on betting results. Porter did not attempt a single three-pointer in the Clippers game. When the Raptors next played January 28th against the Atlanta Hawks, Porter finished with 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and three-pointers in 19 minutes and 18 seconds of action. Now, on March 20th against the Kings, a relatively similar situation played out. Sportsbooks had Porter's props set at roughly 7.5 points, 5.5 rebounds. Porter played 3 minutes, recorded no points and 2 rebounds, and left with what the Raptors called an illness. Again, the next day, DraftKings reported that Porter props were the number one moneymaker from that night of NBA games. Notably, the Raptors were remarkably shorthanded for that March 20th game. Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Jacob Poltel, and Chris Boucher were all out, which would have suggested more shots and playing time were available for reserves like Porter. Porter proceeded to play 20 minutes and 27 seconds in Toronto's next game on March 22nd, lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. He missed Toronto's next game on the 23rd against Washington Wizards and is listed as out for Toronto's March 25th game, which was yesterday, due to personal reasons against the Brooklyn Nets. At least one other U.S. sportsbook detected unusual betting interest on these Porter props, according to ESPN's reporting, with one source telling them that multiple betting accounts were attempting to bet large sums, upwards of $10,000 to $20,000, on Porter's unders. This would far exceed the typical prop bet limit of $1,000 to $2,000. All NBA employees, players, or otherwise are prohibited from betting on any league event. Fines, suspensions, and terminations of contracts are all possible punishments for violations of this policy. The NBA and each individual team have personnel dedicated to monitoring for these sorts of betting irregularities. Porter, who is on a 2-way contract this season, is earning $415,000 in salary. He's averaging 4.4 points, 3.2 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 0.8 three-pointers per game this season. This is big. We don't need to remind you. This is big. This is huge. This is the NBA, my son. This is truly the NBA as we know it. Okay, so we gave you that story. Let's see if we can get back to our basics here. The camera is off, unfortunately, which means, well, my camera is off. Why am I closing this thing? If y'all can see me, I should be happy. Okay. Let's get going. Do we have any other reportages to give you here tonight? Somewhere, I think we do, but we just can't find it. I wish we did have something here. Here we go. Yes, more news for you. The NFL players seem irate after the owners unanimously approved new rules that bans hip drop tackles. Thank you. You may raise it. The NFL owners made a dramatic change to the rule book on Monday, and it's a change that most NFL players don't seem too happy about. The owners unanimously voted to ban a hip drop tackle starting with this season. If a player gets flagged for a hip drop tackle, his team will get hit with a 15-yard penalty, and the opponent will get an automatic first down. Here's the exact language from the new rule. Quote, "It is a foul if a player uses the following technique to bring a runner to the ground. A, grabs the runner with both hands or wraps the runner with both arms, and B, underweighs himself by swiveling and dropping his hips and or lower body, landing on and trapping the runner's legs or at or below the knee." End quote. The NFLPA did not want to see the tackle banned, but the owners approved the new rule anyway, and it's pretty clear based on social media reaction that a lot of players and former players around the NFL are not thrilled with the new rule. Steelers linebacker Patrick Queen doesn't like what the NFL is becoming. He tweeted on X, quote, two-hand touch, gone, be next, LMAO. Saints star Cam Jordan posted a puking emoji on social media, which would seem to be a strong sign that he doesn't like the new rule either. And our teleprompter again is stuck. Okay, there we go. Dolphin safety Javon Holland clearly is not too excited about the change, saying, quote, breaking news, tackling banned. Bengals corner Mike Hilton and Falcons safety Micah Abernathy don't like how much the NFL is helping offenses. Mike Hilton said it best, offensive league, you know that. They love passing rules to help the offense. We fed up with the special treatment. Patriots linebacker Jawan Bentley pointed out all the rules that work in favor of the offense. No horse collar, no ducking the head, no hip drop, no slamming, no big hits on defenseless receiver. Y'all must not have had to tackle these dudes before. Texans safety Adrian Amos thinks the rules will make things tougher on officials who already have a tough enough job. Even some offensive players felt bad about the new rule, like Cardinals running back Michael Carter. Saying, quote, on X, formerly Twitter, man, they making it impossible to play defense. J.J. Watt isn't in the NFL anymore, but the three-time Defensive Player of the Year took a shot at the new rule, saying, quote, just fast forward to the belts with flags on them. Now, if you're wondering why the hip drop tackle was banned, it's pretty simple. The NFL wants to cut down on injuries. The NFL did some research on this tackle, and the league found out that the injury rate is somewhere between 20 to 25 times higher than that of other tackles. The NFL provided several examples of the now banned hip drop tackle at the annual league meeting on Monday, and I tend to agree. The NFL also added there were 230 instances of the swivel hip drop tackle in 2023, which was an average of roughly once per game. Last season, a total of 15 players missed time due to the injury from the hip drop tackle. That is insane, to say the most. It is insane. Come on, somebody. We got the power here. Let my people roll. There we go. Okay, let's keep going. We're at the 23-minute mark. We're going to go for the full order. So, as they say, it is going to get crazy and crazy and, yes, crazy. Let's see. Do we have any other NFL little storiolas here? Nope, we don't. Come on, we gotta have some little Kadashis, don't we? Yes, we do. We're going to look for some because we got till about another 30 minutes. Here's something they're discussing about at the off-season meetings. That's right. Let's. Okay. The NFL kickoff could soon be undergoing a dramatic change, and it could happen as soon as this week. The NFL's 32 owners are expected to vote on the fate of the kickoff at the annual league meeting, which is being held in Orlando through March 26th. That means today. If 24 of those owners vote to approve the proposed changes, then the kickoff will have a drastically different look this season. The owners approved several rules on Monday, but they didn't vote on the kickoff rule. Rich McKay, the chairman of the NFL's competition committee, said the vote could still be held at some point this week. McKay said Monday via Pro Football Talk, quote, do I think we could vote on it on Tuesday? Yes, it's possible. or we could wait and vote on it in May. Now, with that in mind, we're going to take a look at what the proposal entails and what the kickoff will look like if the new rule gets voted through. First, the formation will be quite different from anything you've ever seen before on a kickoff in an NFL game. Of the 22 players on the field for the play, 21 of them will be in the receiving team's territory. That number will break down like this for the kicking team. The kicker will be by himself. He will set up the ball at his own 35-yard line, and after kicking it, he won't be able to cross midfield until the ball is in play. The ball will be considered in play if the returner catches it, or if the ball hits the ground in the landing zone, or if the ball gets to the end zone. Coverage team will be lined up together. The other 10 players on the kicking team will be lining up at the receiving team's 40-yard line. Each player has to have at least 1 foot on the 40 before the play can start. Also, the kicking team has to have 5 players on each side of the ball, so they won't be able to load up to one side. Now, as for the receiving team, their setup's going to be a little different. Most of the receiving team will be set up at the 35-yard line. The receiving team has a 5-yard setup zone that runs from its own 30 to its 35-yard line. 7 players from the receiving team must have their foot on the 35-yard line. The receiving team can also have 2 more players who are in the setup zone but who aren't touching the 35-yard line. Those 2 players will be lined up outside the hashes. Now, the receiving team can put 1 or 2 returners back to the field to field the football, but if they decide to utilize just 1 returner, then the extra player will have to line up in the setup zone between the 30 and 35-yard line. Now, if you are someone who learns better with visualization, it's going to look crazy. For a kickoff after safety, the formations above will stay the same. The only thing that will change will be where the kicker lines up. After a safety, the kicker will be required to kick off from his own 20. If the ball goes out of bounds on this kick, the receiving team will get the ball at the kicking team's 45-yard line. If there are any penalties on the kickoff, the kicker will be the only one who moves. Everyone else will line up in their same spots. Now that we have the kickoff and return formations out of the way, let's get to the next rule, which is, of course, the landing zone. Now, what is the landing zone? This is part of the field that's between the receiving team's goal line and receiving team's 20-yard line. The kickoff coverage team and the blockers on the receiving team can't move until the football has either been fielded by a returner or touches ground in the landing zone. Now, if the kickoff is caught on the fly in the landing zone, there will definitely be a return because fair catches are prohibited under the new proposal. Now, the new proposal will also add 3 different types of touchbacks, and this is where things get kind of confusing, so pay attention. If the kickoff doesn't make it past the return team's 20-yard line, then the ball is considered out of bounds, and the return team will get possession at its own 40-yard line or 25 yards from the spot of the kick. If the ball is kicked out of bounds, the receiving team will get the ball at its own 40 or the spot where the ball went out of bounds. Now, if the ball is kicked into the end zone on the fly, then the receiving team gets a touchback at its own 30-yard line. This touchback also applies if the ball is kicked out of the back of the end zone. When the rule was originally proposed, this touchback was supposed to be at the 35, but it was tweaked over the weekend to make it the 30, according to NFL.com. Now, if a ball hits the ground in the landing zone and then rolls into the end zone and doesn't get returned, then the touchback will only go out to the 20. These new touchback proposals are in place to encourage more returns. The rule is essentially incentivizing kickers to kick a returnable ball. If they have a ball go in the end zone on the fly, the receiving team gets a touchback at the 30, which wouldn't be ideal for the kicking team. Now, if the kickoff rule passes, that means the NFL will also be getting a new onside kick. Since kickoff has to make it to the receiving team's 20-yard line to be considered in play, that kills the onside kick. So how do you fix that? If this proposal passes, onside kicks will only be allowed in the 4th quarter and only if the team is trailing. Also, the team that wants to attempt the onside kick will have to declare that it is trying it. This will eliminate the surprise onside kick. Finally, if you're still confused about any of this, you can check out the video that the NFL has put together on the rules proposal. You got it? Good. Where are we at now, boys, on our wonderfully adept little show here? We've hit the 30-minute mark, so we are here. Hi, LDG. How are you? I can't see myself. Still going strong. That's good. So am I. We're a little late, but we're alive and well. And we're getting ready to do some scores and to do it with dignity, respect, and, well, fun. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go, go. Uh, Now that this rule has been proposed, there are basically three things that could happen this week. The league's 32 owners could vote the rule through on Tuesday, or they can vote it down, or they can decide to table it for their next meeting in May. If they go that final route, that they would likely tweak the rule a bit more in an effort to get it passed in 2 months. And we wish them well, don't we? Yes. Oi, that's a nice. Okay. Let me just stand up, sit down, and take it on the expedition here. Okay. Whoa. Thank you. Okay. Okay. We're trying to get, thank you. We have a little bit of more news from the National Football League. Running back Damian Harris announced his retirement from the NFL on Monday at the age of 27. Harris spent last season with the Buffalo Bills carrying 23 times for 94 yards and a touchdown before a neck injury suffered in the Week 6 matchup against the New York Giants prematurely ended his campaign. He was driven off the field in an ambulance after taking a big hit, which led to his injury. Harris was selected by the New England Patriots in the third round of the 2019 NFL Draft out of Alabama. He had the privilege of being coached by arguably the two greatest head coaches in football, Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. Now, it's something Harris pointed to in his retirement announcement, which he posted on Instagram Monday. He said, quote, "For the past 20 years, playing in the game of football has been one of the greatest privileges in my life. Getting to represent the name on the back of my jersey on and off the field, getting to compete at the highest level with and against the best competitors and competition, while winning championships and being coached by the two greatest head coaches of all time, and Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, are all just a small part of what God has done in my life with the game of football. The people I've met, the places I've been and will go on to go, the experiences and memories I've made, the impact I've been able to make to this point, these are the things that mean the most to me. Gratitude is defined as, quote, the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for, and to return kindness, end quote. Today, I am grateful that I found the strength to walk away from the game I love so much. Extra, end quote. Now, in 4 seasons and 38 total games played for the Patriots, Harris rushed for 2,094 yards, 20 touchdowns, while averaging 4.7 yards per carry. His best season came in 2021. God, excuse me. When Harris rushed for 929 yards and 15 touchdowns in 15 games played. A 2-time college football playoff national champion, Harris rushed for 3,070 yards and 23 touchdowns in 4 seasons with the Alabama Crimson Tide. He ranks 9th all-time in Alabama rushing yards. Ugh. Okay, and there you go. I'm just going to say this. Good luck, sir. You were enjoyed. Okay. We're not sleeping, kids. I can tell you that right now. I'm going to take a bit of a momentary pause here. Back in a second, I'm going to get something to drink so we can get to the grand finale. We got scores for you and a whole lot more, including what indeed is going to be coming on very shortly or sometime today. So give me about a couple of moments. We will bring you the best. So just give me a moment or two to get up. Get something to drink, and we will be back with more of this broadcast. It's screwy, but it's fun. Oh boy. All right. It's screwy. Okay. Then I gotta get back to working on my little place here. Okay. Let's bring you in. And hey, we're in. Okay. All right. If you can hear me, hey, welcome back to the broadcast. We are still going strong. We're about in the 37th minute of our show, which usually airs from 11:35 to 12:35. But because I had to do a little drop off, pick up and drop off, we are coming to you a little late. And for me, I got a blank screen. For you folks, it's probably showing me. Oh, boy. That is very good. So we go back. And that's okay. Here we go. Deion Sanders. The NFL draft is usually a pretty simple process. A team picks a player, and that player signs a contract with a team. However, things may not be so simple next year, and that's because it sounds like Deion Sanders is planning to turn the draft upside down. During a recent appearance on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, Sanders said his son, Colorado QB Shedeur Sanders, as well as Buffalo's two-way star Travis Hunter, will refuse to play for certain teams and that they might even pull an Eli Manning. Deion said on the podcast via ESPN, quote, I know where I want them to go, so in certain cities, that ain't going to happen. It's going to be an Eli. Of course, when Deion said his players might pull an Eli, he's referring to Manning's infamous antics back in 2004. Just days before the draft that year, Manning's agent, Tom Condon, told the Chargers that Eli would sit out the entire 2004 season if the team drafted him with the first overall pick. The Chargers ending up ignoring the threat and taking Eli with the top pick anyway. However, Manning's threats did ultimately work because he ended up getting traded to the New York Giants less than an hour later. Let's see, where are you guys? There you go. Manning saw the comments from Dion and seemed to enjoy the shout out. Eli Manning said it best. I love me some Dion. Okay, let's keep going. Dion wants both of his players to play in a city that fits them. And he mentioned the 49ers, Cowboys, Commanders, and Ravens as a possible landing spot. In something that may or may not be a coincidence, Sanders played for all four of those teams during his Hall of Fame NFL career. The current Colorado head coach also wants to see his kids end up in the right city because he thinks landing in the right city was something that helped him. The former Florida State star was selected by the Atlanta Falcons with the fifth overall pick in the '89 draft. Oh, Sanders said, quote, Atlanta fit, and I want that for my kids, all of them. I want the right fit, end quote. Sanders continues, quote, Atlanta was my first time I saw black people in positions of authority. It blew my mind. It was real in Atlanta. I had never seen anything like that in my life, end quote. Sanders has been very vocal about where he wants to see his kids play in the NFL. Besides landing in a city that fits, Dion also wants to make sure that Shedeur does not end up in a cold weather city like, of course, Green Bay, Detroit, New York. Sanders continues, quote, like, I don't want my kid going nowhere cold next year. My son grew up in Texas. He played in Jackson, played in Colorado. Season's over before it gets cold in Colorado. I'm just thinking way ahead. I don't want that for him, end quote. Now, based on his comments, Sanders could definitely throw a wrench in the NFL draft next year if a team is interested in Shedeur at quarterback and Shedeur doesn't want to play for that team. That would create a game of chicken. Will the team still draft him even if he makes it clear that he won't play for them? Strategy worked for Manning and John Elway, but you have to have a lot of leverage to go through with it. If Shedeur ends up being the top quarterback in the class of 2025, he might be able to pull it off, but he's not. But if he's not, it's going to be more difficult. As for Hunter, there's never really been a positional player in the draft who refused to play for a team, so he'll be breaking new ground if he makes it known that he won't play for certain teams. Mm. Mm. Now, as things stand today, both players will indeed likely be first round picks, but pulling an Eli is certainly a risky strategy. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out between now and April 2025 when the draft kicks off. Okay. We were touching on some basketball. Let's go to it. Let's get you over to some b-ball. Some basketball. Hmm. 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 Okay. Let's get back and we, of course, got to do our scores and then we say our good nights to you. Hmm. Hmm. Groovy. Hmm. I'm enjoying a Reese's caramel big cup. Hmm. Hmm. How good. Mm. Mm. Hang on, folks. Mm. Mm. Okay. We're at 12 minutes past 1 o'clock. We are literally getting things ready. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Let's check out the standings in the NBA before we go to our scoreboard. We'll also check the standings on the NHL. And, of course, we will, how about, let's see, we got the NHL, we got the NBA. I don't know if any other teams that are playing. Oh, yeah, we'll dabble a little bit on the college. Okay. Here we go in the Eastern Conference. Boston has secured a big win. Right now, Boston has the division title at 57-15. Milwaukee is second, 10.5 games back at 46-25. Cleveland is third at 44-28, 13 games out of first place. New York is in fourth, 43-28, 13.5 out of first place. Orlando is in fifth, 42-29, 14.5 out of first. And Indiana, they're in it, but not by much. Indiana, 40-32. They are 2.1. They are 2.1 games back. Miami is in seventh, 39-32. They're 7/10 of a game back. Philadelphia is in eighth place with 39-33. And 2.1. Oh, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Philadelphia. I think things have gone nuts with the CBS thing here. Chicago's in ninth, Atlanta 10th. Brooklyn in 11th, Toronto in 12th. Charlotte, Washington, and Detroit have all been eliminated. Now in the Western Division, the top six are Denver. They got the top spot. Oklahoma City is 1 game back. Minnesota is 1.5 games back. Clippers are 6 back. New Orleans are 6 back. 6.5 actually. Sacramento, Lane State, in the morning. But trust us, it's gonna be a little interesting here. Let's see, Clippers at 6 games back. In fourth, New Orleans is 6.5 back. Sacramento is, well, oh boy, I tell you. Ooh. Okay. Anyway, oops, sorry. This time I don't need to call because I'm awake. 6 teams, top 6: Denver, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, LA Clippers, New Orleans, and Sacramento. The Big Four: Dallas, Phoenix, the LA Lakers, and Golden State. Now, Lakers, they got the 9th spot, but Golden State wants it bad. Houston's in 11th. Utah's in 12th. Memphis, Portland, and San Antonio have all been eliminated. Okay. Wow. Oh boy. It's been a long day. Okay. You done the NBA? Let's quickly get to the big, bright and beautiful thing that we like to call. Let's get to the hockey, shall we? Skull. Okay, first of all, let's update you on the 2024 playoff race picture. So here we go. Let's go to it. The NHL's in the home stretch of the 23-24 regular season. That means playoff races are healing up atop divisions and on the wild card bubble. Throughout the last 15 or so games, every point will be crucial as teams battle for playoff positioning. Fans will be doing a lot of scoreboard watching over the next month, and they'll be checking the updated standings every cut and picking month. So let's get to it. The Eastern Conference playoff picture, the Atlantic Division. You will see the Boston Bruins. They will take on the Detroit Red Wings. Ooh, nice. Florida Panthers. Well, they're going to. They're going to have a lot of fun. Toronto Maple Leafs, 38-20-9, 85 points. A poor start for the Leafs sunk them against the Flyers on Tuesday, and now they have the Lightning starting to close in on them. Toronto needs to pick it up in order to lock it down for a top 3 spot in the division. Okay. Here we go. The Metropolitan Division, Rangers against the Carolina Hurricane. Anyway, let's get done with this and fastly go with the scores. Rangers' current first round matchup will be the Tampa Bay Lightning. Carolina Hurricanes will be the current first round matchup will be the Philadelphia Flyers. The wild card games will be Tampa Bay Lightning taking on New York Rangers, and the Detroit Red Wings possibly taking on the Boston Bruins. Washington Capitals, their current first round matchup is not mentioned. Islanders, their current first round matchup again, notable stigmata. Okay, I think, yeah, anyway, wow. We are getting close to the end here. Let's let's check our scores while we got your attention. Oh, okay. Here we go. Final in overtime. It was the Golden Knights 2, the St. Louis Blues 1, and we have a report on who got the medal. We haven't had their reports in a while. Marshalt for Vegas, 1 goal. The captain of that team really did okay. Thompson for Vegas. He's the golden god, I guess you can call him. And Binghamton is a St. Louis guard. You can measure it if you want. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let's get going, shall we? Kings over the Canucks 3-2. Kopitar gets one of the 3 stars. The center for LA, 1 goal, 1 assist. Talbot, the goalie, 21 saves. And Hughes for Vanderkoot, for Vanderlook, Vancouver gets a yeah. Anyway, well, let's continue on the little scorage, or is that it for scorage? Okay. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, we still got a few more scores to do. Hmm. Oh, okay. Um, oh, to do things. Hmm. Okay. Let us Okay, we got about 26 minutes left. Let's just take all the NBA scores, got all the NHL scores. So Let's give it to you in a pure nutshell. Cavaliers over the Hornets, 115-92. Nets over the Raptors, 96-88. Celtics. Wow, what a comeback from the Hawks. That is a team of destiny. Hawks beat Celtics 121-18. Knicks over the Pistons 124-99. Okay. Hawks beat Celtics 121-18. Knicks over the Pistons 124-99. Spurs over the Suns 104-102. Rockets over the Trailblazers 110-92. Wizards topple the Bulls 107-105. Mavericks over the Jazz. And wow, there we go. All right. Let's get back to these things. Pacers beat the Clippers 133-116. Wow. Ain't that a hoot in the kick? Ain't that a kick in the head? Oh, yeah. It was a kick to the head. Okay. Let's not get to the NBA, folks. We've already done them. Let us see. Anyway, okay. I think right now we got some of the scores, but unfortunately, our time is expiring and I am almost asleep. Okay. We got something here. Quickly. Hurry. If not, just next time when World War III comes your way. Okay. Let's see what we got here. And let's see. Okay, let's see. I don't know where we're going, folks. I'm trying to figure it out. Some other teams of interest, but well, of course, they're on a little vacation, so maybe we'll be going on that route. Anyway, before we thank you, I want to say thank you all very much. Love you. Enjoy. And we will see you tomorrow night. Yep, I'm calling it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. Mm. Oh. Mm. 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 Mm, 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 mm.
Thank you.